Fire signs, this week it is all about good luck and positive thinking. The star is the most lucky card in the deck. It is all about having high hopes and just feeling like you can achieve what you're setting out to achieve. It is your license to dream big, think big, and expect the best. So let's take a look at your career and your abundance. Also your self-love or relationships here. So in terms of your career, you may be feeling a bit stuck. You may feel like you don't even know which way to go or how to move. You might not even think that you have the full picture of, all the information that you need. But here comes an opportunity, or the opportunity to ground an idea and a passion that you've been kind of workshopping or percolating in your mind. So this is your kind of moment to start grounding this idea in reality, this shift or this project. This is the start of something that could turn out to be pretty big. And not only that, it'll be less hard work for you. So if you're imagining that it's going to be an ordeal, it actually won't be. I'm going to pull more cards on this, so stay tuned. In your emotional life, either in a relationship or self-love, it feels like there is the opportunity to move things along and get practical about a situation. So this is building a solid future in some way, either because you have changed within yourself or because there is some fresh energy that has slowly moved towards you, and now the moment has come and this is ready to bloom into something solid. It may involve thinking back to the past. So the Two of Wands, when it is in the upright, is all about choosing your next direction by looking forward, plotting your course when you've got the whole world in your hands. So this is the opposite. It sort of either means looking backwards to sort of maybe decide what you don't want, or maybe you've got the opportunity to return to something in the past. Whatever it is, there is some kind of urgency here, or there is going to be the opportunity to move forward really fast. Now, obviously, we're going to need some more cards for this situation, so stay tuned. First, let's look at career. Well, victory is being promised to you in your career. Now, you may have to either overcome your fears of being Emperor energy, of being the boss of your own world here, or there might be some kind of negative boss figure that you need to step away from or figure out a cunning workaround with. But there is also the element here of repairing some kind of falling out, some kind of tension where there are winners and losers, or just some kind of conflict here. So there might be a coming back together with someone. Maybe it is confronting a negative emperor type figure in your career or abundance realm and getting things back onto an even keel with them. That could be indicated here. Let's grab a few more cards. Yes, look at this. Not only did you get the balance card urging you to find some kind of boundaries there to keep your balance and stay firm and sort of stand up for what you believe in, but also to heal some kind of a rift, bring love into the situation and really repair something. Maybe you are the person that has been the emperor in reverse, a little bit unreasonable, a little bit too domineering maybe. So bring love into the situation and stand firm in your own balance, and you will become this master manifester who can just make anything happen, bring anything to life. So the energy for you to lean away from is disharmony. This is the Three of Pentacles, which is all about collaboration, but it's in the reverse. So lean away from going it alone, being unwilling to collaborate, being unwilling to work in with other people, see each other's point of view, take it on board. This is very conciliatory energy that you've got around your career. This is really going to be good for you. And it might involve Page of Swords. That is my card for communication. And it's sort of like beginner mind, where you don't have any preconceived ideas. And it can also be being brave enough to have some painful discussions here, or at the very least do a lot of research. How does the other person feel in this situation? Because that does seem to be a big theme for you in your career this week. So now let's turn to your self-love or your relationship. Now we're seeing some similar themes here. In your relationship, there may be someone that you are dealing with, or this is self-love, where there is some real supercharged criticism, cold detachment here. So that is an element, whether this is you or the other person. You might feel a bit frozen, again, like you don't have all the information or that you don't know which way to turn in the situation. We had that out in your career realm as well. And there is this need for balancing out. So give and take, this is finding out the other person's perspective, measuring it against your perspective and trying to find some kind of balance or middle ground there, some kind of, even keel. So what's the information here? What's the advice? So you are really tapping into your soul radiance. You are really using the situation to shine a light on new corners of yourself, is what it feels like. So whether you're in a relationship that is struggling with balance, or whether you are single and trying to turn off the inner critic that seems out of control, there is the opportunity for you to step into your radiance here, Phoenix rising. So there may have been, a bit of negativity here that you have risen above, and only for the better. And it seems like the secret will be, or has been, really enacting firm boundaries here, really valuing yourself, turning off that inner critic, or saying no to the person who's criticizing you, and being that tiger in defense of yourself and protecting your own radiance. It's only going to give you more confidence and feeling like you are protecting the child within, and that brings relaxation. It sort of de-stresses you when you have good, strong boundaries. Your inner child relaxes and everything opens up for you in life. And that is the real sense that I'm getting from these two cards together. And the Moonology card says that this energy is gaining momentum. This is really waxing moon. It is increasing to a point of full moon one day soon, and that is going to maybe bring things to a head. So what is the energy for you to lean away from in this? And what is the energy for you to lean towards for your highest outcome here? So lean away from dwelling on the negative here. This is the spilt milk card of what's been lost, and only focusing on the painful things. There are still joyful things to be had in this situation, perhaps, but don't get stuck in a negative cycle of disappointment and maybe just tolerate that. That's maybe where your boundaries need to come into play, and that's where maybe the Queen of Swords needs to be turned upright, which is a lot more about boundaries and saying no to a situation. So I took this as being a lot of self-criticism in the reverse, and it could be just a lack of standing up for yourself. So it might be time to set those sacred boundaries and be rigorous like a tiger about defending them, because your energy maybe to leave a situation behind with the Eight of Cups. That is your energy to lean towards. And that is sadly leaving behind things that were once valuable and filled with love and joy. If they no longer bring you love and joy, then it is very necessary to move on. So it is leaving the past behind. Now that doesn't have to be a relationship. It can be the dynamics that maybe were negative within the relationship. So, or there might be some quality of like uber self-criticism that is what you're being asked to leave behind. Certainly, it feels like it's time to move towards the positive, get your radiance on. I feel like I need one more card for you to finish this particular side up. Yeah, in some ways here, things might feel like they are coming apart, or maybe they need to come apart. I need more now. I need another card, sorry. Okay, and endings. So, yeah, there might be a real state of flux for you in this week ahead in relationships. Maybe you realize that this change is coming from within you, and you really have to, instead of move forward, reverse out of a situation at quite a high speed. Change is possible, and it can happen really quickly. So there is this need for not only finding balance, and if there's no balance there, to enact your boundaries, use your logic and your cool detachment. and don't be afraid to put an end to something that crosses your boundaries. So I hope that helps you, my darlings. So our third topic for the week for all signs is gifts that are coming in to you, specifically in your 5th house of creativity and romance. And look, we've got Venus showing up there, which is attracting good things to you, good opportunities, romance, love. It is also children, gambling, the key word there being affair. So there could be a real rejuvenation in your emotional life, or more especially your attraction scenarios, what you are attracting to you. And it can be creative. So let's not just put a romantic spin or a relationship spin on all of this, although that does seem to be the case there. So in the past, it looks like there was a change in a situation. It might have even been one that you didn't want to make, that you were reluctant to go through with, but you did go through with it. Or somebody left and you had no choice in the matter. You might have been resistant to the change. And it did put you into a dark night of the soul with the 5 of Pentacles. There may have been quite a lot to process there of feeling rejected or abandoned, or just worried that you were never going to have the kind of security that you were yearning for in whatever way. Or you may have felt, if this is creatively, you might have felt a bit like your tank was empty, creatively speaking. Now, either this situation is coming back around, someone who walked away or something that left, like your creative inspiration, is coming back. There is this vibe here of lightness, of enthusiasm, childish kind of excitement. And this to me is just kind of like enjoying all the colors of life and everything that life has to offer in a very light-hearted way. But also look how much you've learned. You've become a freaking expert at something, and you may be a bit hard-ass, and that's not to say that's a bad thing, but you've really come into your own is what it feels like here, and that's why the rewards are coming to you. And either you can now strategize on your way forward in this, you've got kind of a game plan, you've got more of a sense of being in control of your own destiny, or somebody could be planning a way back to you, and that is the romantic aspect of somebody who walked away having a change of heart and wanting to figure out how to reignite the connection between you maybe. Now, you've got the card here of inner truth, and that means you will really understand through your own intuition what the truth of the situation is here. Somebody might come in feeling a bit calculating, but you'll see straight through it. And yet you might also see through the calculations that seem kind of a little bit, I don't know, they might just seem a bit mechanical, but you will also see beneath it to the genuine motivation that lies underneath. So there are many layers to this situation, it feels. Someone might use a device to get in front of you again, but it feels as though with Venus in your 5th house, if this relates to another person, their motives feel genuine. What else can the universe tell us about this? Another 5th house card, this time the Sun and Fortune. So the Sun is shining a big light here on your creativity and romantic affairs and children. So look, expect a lot of sunlight, joy, lightness. It really does go with this balloon card. And let's just get energies for you to lean towards and lean away from here, just to get a bit of clarity in case clarity is needed. But as I say, your intuition will be really strong on this one. Energy to lean away from is the Queen of Wands. Now this is the very magnetic, sexy Queen. Can be a bit supercilious, a bit arrogant. If it's in the negative, it can be also a bit standalone and sort of unattainable. The fiery passion that sort of flits around like a dragonfly and is very hard to pin down. I've never got that energy from this card before, but that is kind of what it's saying to me. Using sparkle, wit, vivaciousness to keep someone at arm's length, and maybe a bit of arrogance as well, a bit of light arrogance. That is energy to lean away from. What are the negative things here? Also, the negative traits of the Queen of Wands: drama, lack of self-worth, selfish, temperamental. Lean away from anything like that. It feels defensiveness to me, like using your glamour or your charisma, male or female, to kind of keep people at bay. Instead, lean towards this lightness. We've got the Sun card, which is the most joyful, light-hearted, radiant card in the whole tarot deck. This sort of sun vibes has been coming out a lot, the light-heartedness. So, lean towards pure positivity, ultimate happiness, joy, optimism, confidence, sunshine, and truth. So I hope that helps you, my darlings. If you'd like your own personal reading on these topics or any other, go to my website, abundancelovejoy.com. Meanwhile, this is Sarah wishing you much abundance, love, and joy.